I have to wonder how many people are going to get what I mean when I say the movie isn't stupid enough. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This one is overdue, but I only recently got around to seeing the movie. And to that one commenter who kept saying that they disliked every video because I hadn't reviewed it yet, I was very tempted to never review it just to spite you. Don't harass me to do stuff you make me want to not ever do it. But I've seen the movie, so I might as well get a video out of it, even if nobody probably cares anymore. So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I suppose a little bit of context, because I didn't do a review of the first Jurassic World movie, or any of the Jurassic Park films. Jurassic Park is a classic. It's oddly not quite as seminal to my childhood as it is to a lot of people my age. Like, I saw it in the theater. It was awesome. I loved it, but I didn't have the life-changing, mind-blowing experience a lot of people my age seem to have gotten in the theater. I don't know why not. Maybe it's because I watched a heck of a lot of dinosaur stuff already. Yes, these were the best looking dinosaurs, but I knew what dinosaurs looked like. Those just looked like really good ones. I don't know. But in any case, the original is a classic. It still holds up. Everything else has been varying degrees of not very good. Jurassic World was stupid fun. It was a little bit stupider than I think it probably should have been. And that might sound weird, given how I opened this whole review, but I will get to that. I will explain that, hopefully a little bit better. So, there are going to be spoilers. Yeah, and they're probably going to start coming kind of early. This is a movie that's been out long enough that I don't feel like I need to restrain them. But before I get into spoilers, broadly speaking, my big issue with the film is that it plays almost entirely like a remake of The Lost World, with some very minor tweaks like adding a volcano. Like almost beat for beat in a lot of ways. And I'll get into details in a second, but it's just, there are moments that are fun. Very fun. But they are the exception rather than the rule. So, getting into spoilers, in terms of making the comparison to Jurassic Park: The Lost World, well, let's see. It is an island full of dinosaurs. Some people from the previous movie go there. There is a team of not particularly nice people capturing the dinosaurs. There is a great white hunter style character. The film can very neatly be divided into two sections, one on the island, one off the island, and off the island it involves improperly housing these dinosaurs and using them for stupid corporate greed schemes. Yeah. And somehow there's a kid. Again, why are there kids in every single one of these movies? I got it the first time because, you know, kids were part of the target audience. Every single time after that, though, they have been so shoehorned in. And that's the case here as well. Although they do one slightly interesting thing with the kid that feels more like a tossed off notion of what could have been. And maybe is an indication that maybe the next one will be dumb in the way I want it to be dumb. So, to come back to my original statement, I found myself thinking, I wish this was stupider. I wish this wasn't trying to still be serious. And that's a problem of the pedigree. Because that original film is still so good that I still sense a reluctance on the parts of these filmmakers to abandon that and go as wacky as the franchise should be at this point. Like, it's easy to point at something like Fast and the Furious and go, look, you should have embraced insanity the way that series did. But the thing is, Fast and the Furious, while it had its fans prior to becoming more of what it is now, nobody ever called any of the original 3 movies or so classics. So that was revamping something that was fine into something a lot more fun. They're still trying to cling to what has been lost ever since the very first film, and they need to stop. They need to embrace how dumb this is, because this is really dumb. And they really need to stop with trying for poignancy points and having shots like that brachiosaur on the island as the smoke engulfs him and it clearly dies in a fire thing, and characters are crying and they're going for poignancy points. Like, I actually leaned over to the person I went to the movie when went, somebody didn't tell this movie that it's too stupid to be able to pull off that moment. So I did keep having the thought I was watching it, should this be stupider? And not exactly. It needs to be stupid in different ways. So I do enjoy dumb, fun movies. There are many 80s action movies that qualify as dumb fun. Heck, many 90s action movies that qualify as dumb fun. My quintessential dumb fun movie is G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Oh, it's so stupid! But man, is it fun. The way that you avoid having a stupid fun movie simply be stupid is the way in which it's stupid. So, a dumb fun movie should have stupid ideas, stupid concepts, stupid set pieces. What you shouldn't have are characters who behave stupidly. And that's where things fall apart here. Lots of these characters do lots of things that are very, very, very stupid. Both the heroes and the villains. Couple of examples off the top of my head. You had Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard back, and this annoying techie guy, and they're in this room. This is before the volcano blows up the island at about the halfway mark. I told you there were going to be spoilers. So they are in this room where they had, turned the dinosaur tracking back on, so they could find everybody. They could find Blue, the raptor from the previous movie specifically. But something goes wrong and the door's shut and they're stuck in there. And they managed to get some of the doors open. But the doors that they managed to get open lead out into the park, which means there's now I'm not sure what species it was, but there is some form of predatory dinosaur coming at them. And the lava's starting to come in. And now they're in big trouble. And in order to get out of there, they spot a ladder that leads to a hatch and a way out. And that is where the clash of the right kind of stupid clashes with the wrong kind of stupid. Because the right kind of stupid is this big toothy dinosaur stalking them, trying to figure out how to get through this like drippy, almost veil of falling lava. That's the right kind of stupid. Characters who were trapped in a room and were fiddling with this fiddly, computer system that they couldn't get to work and didn't look around the room enough to notice the ladder prior to this situation, that's the wrong kind of stupid. And like I said, heroes and villains. The villain, oh my God, is he dumb. Allow me to say out loud my evil scheme as I walk up to this keypad with this huge brightly lit numbers on it so that somebody could be 20 feet back and see what code I'm punching in. That's the wrong kind of stupid. Capturing the heroes, agreeing with your prime henchmen that you should kill them, and you have a gun right there, and you leave them in the cage. Instead of just killing them at the point you decided that they should probably die and it's better for you if they do. That's the wrong kind of stupid. A child who has demonstrated a knowledge of knowing how to get around this very sizable house, including some, I don't want to say secret ways, but some sneaky ways, fleeing to her room to hide under her bed covers. That's the wrong kind of stupid. A raptor skewering a monster dinosaur on a triceratops skull, that's the right kind of stupid. But it's this clash. There is too much of the wrong kind of stupid that is butting up against the right kind of stupid. And because this thing is dabbling in the kind of idiocy that I think the series just needs to embrace at this point, because it's never going to recapture the original. It needs to lose any pretense of that. And they almost do here, but they don't go far enough. So, we've got another designer dinosaur, and there's like a build up to it. They hold off its reveal for a while, and ultimately it just looks like a smaller version of the Indominus Rex. Slightly cooler coloring, I'll give it that, but it doesn't look substantially different from the last custom dinosaur you did. So all that build up didn't really feel like much. It feels like we're treading in place, and it extra feels like we're treading in place because of how much of a retread this was from The Lost World as far as overall plot goes. Now, there are a couple of interesting twists to this. The finding out that the granddaughter is a clone. That's a big deal. Yeah. And I feel like that... Here's the level of stupid I wanted from this movie. And you can tell me this is dumb, and I know this is dumb, but this is the level I feel like this franchise needs to go to it. What I would have liked to have found out was that she was a clone of her mother, or she was intended to be, but cloning humans isn't something that's been perfected yet. They only really truly know how to clone dinosaurs really well, so she has actually got a little bit of dinosaur DNA in her. And like we find out she, I don't know, can see in infrared or something. That's the level of stupid I want this series to embrace, and I feel like it's tiptoeing it, and I want it to dive in. At this point, I'm just going to rattle off a bunch of nitpicks, all of which occurred to me as the film was going along and took me out of it. And I will try to avoid too many real-world things, like the fact that Chris Pratt was so damn close to this lava, it wouldn't have mattered if it touched him. He would have died from that heat anyway. Let's set that aside. Stuff like that aside. But, you know, things like... They make this big deal about... And this is just me going through complaints at this point. I've got nothing substantive left. But they make this whole thing about how the dinosaurs are going to go extinct. And they say they saved 11 species... But we only ever see one of each of them. And in the case of Blue, the raptor, they do say she's the last one. And especially given the way the film ends, after the dinosaurs have escaped, and it kind of implies that dinosaurs are now, like, loose in the world again, they don't have breeding pairs. And even if they did, one breeding pair will not repopulate a species. That's one of those. That's one of those things that does drive me crazy. Yes, I know Noah's Ark and all that, but it's a parable. But in nature, if you don't have 50, then inbreeding alone is going to wipe them out in a couple of generations. And like I said, most of these, I didn't even see pairs. I just saw one. Now, if they want to recover this for the following one, a way to go to the level of stupid that I'd be willing to, that I go, yes, is tell me that these dinosaurs, because of the genetic engineering and the tinkering that went on with them, can actually crossbreed, which real dinosaurs couldn't do. You know, a T-Rex couldn't knock up an Ankylosaurus in real life. But tell me that these clone dinosaurs, these genetic monstrosities can, and then we get these crazy hybrid dinosaurs in the next film. That's awesome, but if you're not going to do that, then this is just stupid and dumb. So, yeah, you know what? I don't even have the energy to keep running. Well, no, I've got one more. The villain is so stupid. Actually, both of them are. Both the Weasley corporate guy and and his big game hunter. He just strolls in, opens up the cage to take a tooth because apparently he's really into making a necklace of dinosaur. What a friggin' idiot! And then this guy, he's all excited about making, and he makes more than this, but making like $100 million. And I'm looking at this underground facility, this 3-level underground facility with fully functioning high-tech cloning lab, thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure if whatever resources from this estate you skimmed into the designing, building, maintaining, and staffing of your little underground lair, if you just funneled that straight into your own account and just straight up embezzled it, you probably would have made the same amount of money. You dumb. And just as a total side note, I think we're now up to our 4th eccentric millionaire with an obsession with dinosaurs. And that's not even getting into how many friggin' people were in that bidding option. Yeah. I was prepared for this to be stupid, but too often it was the wrong kind of stupid. So those are my thoughts on Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. There is some fun to be had, but boy, you gotta be willing to shut off pretty much all of your higher brain functions. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. There's all the stuff to do, such as like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter and listen to my podcast. Support me on Patreon. That's the big one. Links for all that stuff is down in the description. So until next time, this council is adjourned.